Right, so good morning. And last job on our CVX 195 is here. I need to take out my radiators and my transmission cooler because I need to change the rubber donut on our front PTO, and that rests underneath all of this. This is all held in by these rubbers here, and a lot of the time they're pretty tricky to get them out. They usually break when you go taking them out, so I think I have some spare ones there. Definitely had anyway, so I'll give a look for them. It involves taking off these pipes, taking off that guard, another rubber there, and then the whole lot of the red and everything lifts out in the one go. So we'll get that completed, we'll get that out, and we'll see how we get on. Start by pulling the two of these off. I actually had to replace these on one of the tractors one time. They're a chronic price, but I ended up getting some heater hose which will do the same job because there's not a whole pile of pressure going through them. So yeah, whip the two of these off. I'll use my lockdown beer cups, stick the pipe into the end of them, and any drippage usually stays inside in them. Pretty handy for that job actually, and there's a good collection of them there. Then it was onto our hoses for our front PTO oil cooler. They're ripped off now, and I am on to taking off our cowling here. One bolt access in there to rip, and then we will rip our fan shroud. Well, I need to rip the fan shroud. Can't rightly remember. I'll see as we go. I don't think I need to take off the fan shroud. I think I should be able to slide it forward. If I can get away without lifting it out at all, I will. So I'm going to try that, leaving all that intact and slide it forward, because I don't need it completely out. Once I can get at the donut at all, then we should be good. So I'm going to stick our drip tray in underneath it. This thing is unbelievably handy for these kind of jobs, but it is a pain to empty it. If you've any suggestions, please tell me an easy way of emptying that, because it's not easy. It's just very annoying to empty it. But the other side of it is, when you're at a job like this, there's coolant going to go everywhere when I rip these hoses, and that's going to catch it all. So it is handy for those kind of situations. If I was on Wheeler Dealers now, I'd call upon my assistant and he'd give me a lift out with that. But my assistant, I'm not on Wheeler Dealers, first of all, and my assistant is very busy today, so you won't catch him around the shed with me. But we're there. I just moved it to one side, and here is our drive coming out of our front PTO, and there's our front pulley. This bolts to that via a rubber donut, but I have a brand new one of them there now, and we're going to fit that. Here is our reversible fan. You can see the air feed into it. I'm going to turn on the key there now on the tractor and flick the switch, and we'll see that working. If I was on Wheeler Dealers now, I'd have my assistant giving me a lift out with the red, but I'm not on Wheeler Dealers, and I don't have my assistant with me. He's out hedge cutting, so that's the finish of that one, isn't it? Here is our drive coming out of our front PTO, and that's where our rubber donut should be. It should be attached onto this and onto our front pulley, but I'm gonna put on a brand new one of them now, stick it all back together. I just move my radiator to the side so I'd be able to get in a bit of access, and we have plenty of room there now to stick all this back together, so get stuck into that part of it. So with the 1.9 finished off, more or less, just put on my heat rods. That's the last thing. I'm still waiting. I got a fabrication company to make the pins, and it's taken a bit longer than I'd expected, to be honest. But anyway, what can we do about it? But once I've got to make the pins, then I will put the hitch rods on, and we're finished. And then we move on to our McCormick. Our valeting man, Alan O'Halloran, was here the other day, and he's done a fantastic job of compounding up this tractor. It's come up absolutely beautifully. As you can see, the shine off of it is just unreal. So yeah, great job there by Alan. Great work again. He does all the tractors. We don't monitor ourselves, and I just leave him at it. now, because the finish he does is perfect. So ready to whip off our wheels. We're going to try some water blasting on our wheels and see if it works. If it doesn't work, then obviously we'll go back to the drawing board, but we're going to try it on these anyway and see how successful that is. But I'm hoping it will be a good job. It'll just save us a lot of time. It is ever so slightly annoying having to take wheels somewhere and get them blasted and then bring them back and go through the whole process. So that'll cut out a lot of that kind of messing, because there isn't too many people in the locality doing sandblasting, so you do have to carry on a bit of a journey. But as you can see, look at the shine up on our bonnet, and big shout out to Alan again. Made a fantastic job of this one. Fair play to him. So yeah, that's I think that's pretty much us for the weekend. Not a whole pile else. We're out hedge cutting and slurry and dung and all those kind of things, but I'm trying to concentrate and staying here at the shade at the moment, get these tractors done, get on to the next ones. I have 2 more lined up, kind of, we'll know in another couple, maybe 2 weeks, about them, when they'll be ready to come in and all of that. But I'm liking this tractor. Since it's polished up now, I'm really liking it. It looks very well. Once the wheels are done on this tractor, it's going to come up absolutely savage, because there's nothing to do inside in the cab over, as you will already have seen. But anyway, we'll show you again. There's nothing to do inside in the cab of this tractor at all. So yeah, look, it's a perfect one. It really is a peach. So yeah, that's it from me. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for another week, and we will chat to you in the comments.